Welcome to Ethical Supply Chain Step by Step. In the next few minutes, we will explore how to build supply chains that respect human rights, protect the environment, and maintain full transparency. This is practical, actionable knowledge from the full Udemy course. Let us get started. We begin with the core principles and standards that define what it means to operate an ethical supply chain. An ethical supply chain is built on several foundational concepts that guide responsible sourcing and operations. A supplier code of conduct sets the baseline expectations that every partner in our supply chain must meet. Protecting labor rights means ensuring fair wages, safe conditions, and freedom from forced or child labor at every tier. Responsible sourcing requires us to trace minerals back to their origins and avoid funding armed conflicts. Transparency reporting builds stakeholder trust by openly sharing how we manage ethical risks in our supply chain. Now let us examine how audit processes and compliance frameworks keep our supply chains aligned with ethical standards. A continuous audit cycle ensures we identify, address, and prevent ethical violations across our supply chain. We begin by mapping our supply chain and identifying suppliers and regions with the highest ethical risk profiles. Targeted audit plans ensure we focus resources on the areas where ethical risks are most likely to materialize. On-site audits include facility inspections, document reviews, and confidential interviews with workers. When violations are found, we work with suppliers to develop and implement corrective action plans with clear deadlines. Follow-up audits verify that corrective actions have been implemented and update our supplier risk assessments. Multiple international standards and frameworks guide ethical supply chain management across different dimensions. The UN Guiding Principles establish the expectation that businesses actively prevent human rights abuses in their operations. SA 8000 provides a certifiable standard that ensures workplaces meet fundamental social accountability requirements. This regulation requires companies to investigate and report whether their products contain conflict minerals. Modern slavery legislation requires organizations to publicly disclose the steps they take to prevent forced labor. The most effective organizations take a proactive rather than reactive approach to supply chain ethics. A reactive approach leaves organizations vulnerable to reputational damage and regulatory penalties. Proactive organizations build resilient, ethical supply chains that protect their brand and deliver long-term value. Engaging stakeholders across the supply chain is essential for building shared accountability and driving lasting improvements. Investing in supplier training builds their capability to meet ethical standards consistently and sustainably. Confidential reporting channels empower workers to raise concerns without fear of retaliation. Collaborating with external organizations strengthens our standards and provides access to specialized expertise. Transparent progress reporting demonstrates accountability and helps stakeholders make informed decisions. Let us recap the essential insights from our exploration of ethical supply chain management. The business case for ethical supply chains is clear. They protect people, planet, and profit simultaneously. Continuous auditing transforms ethical compliance from a one-time check into an ongoing improvement process. Leveraging established frameworks ensures our practices meet globally recognized ethical benchmarks. Real ethical progress requires collaboration, trust, and openness with every stakeholder in the supply chain. If this preview gave you valuable insights, the full Udemy course goes much deeper with audit templates, supplier assessment tools, and real-world case studies. Enroll today and build a supply chain you can be proud of. Thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you in the full course. Until then, source responsibly and lead ethically.